You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark, and to a much lesser extent, A'ja Wilson. We've got a couple of WNBA general managers that have come out and blatantly thrown some cold-ass water on the idea that Paige Bueckers is about to come into the WNBA and have the same kind of impact as Caitlin Clark. That's multiple GMs. By the way, in case you're wondering, and I was curious about it myself, and we won't spend a ton of time on this, but I will show you. There are, and in fact, you might not be able to see it on my screen the way it is. Yeah, it looks like you can't. I'm on Ticketmaster. There is a $2,444 ticket and a $3,067 ticket. Oh, okay, here we go. There they are right there. $2,044 and $3,067. So this is for Paige Bueckers' debut game. Now, should be noted, don't forget, when Caitlin Clark and the Fever come to town, they're moving the game to American Airlines Arena, where the Mavericks play. So Paige Bueckers' debut is still in their regular arena, College Park Arena. And you may be wondering, American Airlines Arena has a 20,000-seat capacity. This only has a 7,000-seat capacity. So it's going to be very interesting, and in case you're wondering, there are still a ton of tickets left for this thing. The only thing that's sold out, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, so you got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sections that are sold out, and then there's a bunch of blue where there are tickets available. So that's going to be something to watch. Is there a possibility that Paige Bueckers can't sell out her WNBA debut? Surely not. I mean, they'll start dropping prices. If they're not selling, the prices will plummet the closer you get to the game. Should be noted, too, this would be the debut of Nalyssa Smith and Dijonai Carrington with the Dallas Wings, which you would think that would generate some interest there. That's worth watching, folks. It is. So, right here with the two darlings of women's hoops set to take the league by storm in 2025, talking about Caitlin Clark, talking about Paige Bueckers, a handful of WNBA general managers were asked by ESPN for their thoughts on what Bueckers' rookie season could look like. All right, quote, "It's just really hard to impact the game as a rookie." One GM told ESPN, "What Caitlin did last year is so special and unique. Paige is a special player. I think she'll be a good player this year. But I am not, I repeat, but I am not expecting a Caitlin-like impact. And that's an unfair bar to set." Look, I agree that it's an unfair bar to set, but Paige Bueckers fans are setting that bar. I mean, what can you say? Some media members are setting that bar. You know? So this is an NBA general manager saying, no, she's not going to have that kind of impact. Now, another general manager, quote, "I think Bueckers has an MVP ceiling." But listen to this. "I don't think it's as apparent as A'ja Wilson or Caitlin was coming out, but I think it's right behind them. I don't think it's as apparent, but I think it's right behind them. I think Paige just needs a little more to get a little more selfish to get to that level. That's certainly interesting that you've got two general managers. You got one saying the MVP ability is not as apparent as it was with Asia and Caitlin. And look, I'm not the biggest Asia Wilson fan, but she's a monster on the court. I don't want to act like she's not. All right, I'm not the biggest fan. She's an absolute beast. All right, and then or Caitlin. I mean, think of it. Good God. Clark's rookie season with the Indiana Fever may never be matched, and automatically comparing Bueckers to her feels unfair for the newly initiated Wings rookie. Like Clark, Bueckers will likely have to adjust to a learning curve with the W's 44-game regular season, though no one has told her that reality is coming yet. A little shade at Diana Taurasi. However, like Clark, she will likely have to adjust. Clark broke 63 or 64 records last year and had 2 triple-doubles as a rookie. There's still shade being thrown at her. It may be worth noting that none of the general managers who talked to Philippou, I guess is the journalist's name, have any concern about Bueckers' ability to carry an organization, citing her as the kind of franchise-changing star who could potentially climb her way into the Hall of Fame. And, sometimes I believe you're going to have these WNBA personnel people that are always going to throw some caveat in there at the end. I do believe that because they don't want to get destroyed by Paige Bueckers' fan base, and they don't want to come across as Caitlin Clark lovers either, because they know their old WNBA fandom is just about to lose their mind. They're stomping their feet, and they're all crying out there because of Caitlin Clark's popularity and her skill level. That's really what makes everybody so mad that don't like Caitlin Clark. She's freaking transcendent, and they know it, and they can see it, and it's apparent. And that's got them kicking it. There's nothing they can do to stop her. They're about to watch this young lady dominate the WNBA for the next 12 to 14 years. And I mean dominate on the highest level. I've got no doubts, and I know this will come up. You'll be like, damn, that's a lot of pressure. I think she'll be the greatest WNBA player to ever play the game. Like, to me, they talk about her in logo threes. Her silhouette should be the logo for the WNBA. That's the way I feel about it. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.